Good morning one and all, and welcome back to the channel. It is 9 AM, it is Sunday the 4th of February, and you join us from Mary Stevens Park for the annual Stourbridge Stagger. We're here today representing Tipton, all part of the marathon build up for April, and it's 10 miles of a gruelling course of hills and mud. Absolutely love this course, buzzing to get on board. Let's do this. Just gone 9 o'clock, numbers collected in just under an hour's time. We're going to be starting just behind me. We'll be taking it on the first field. We're going round to the right here, going up our first hill for over 10.5 miles. This is a very difficult course. So we go at the other side of the park, along a short road section, and we're going to be taking in some really difficult climbs along the way. We're absolutely buzzing for this one, all part of our marathon build-up. Let's do it, come on.
Times is at midday.
What is going on, team? Welcome back to another video on TQ on the Run, and for another race day vlog. This is where you join us from Mary Stevens Park in Stourbridge in the West Midlands for the annual Stourbridge Stagger, which is hosted by Stourbridge Running Club. They've got both a 10-mile route, which you're going to see through this video, and a 7k route, both of which are very tricky runs. But throughout this 10-mile race, there's a good couple of hills, and as we can see already, it's a really tricky start. As I said during the VT, you've got this one off, and then you got this hill which I've just cut off there, and we've already just struck a gap. I'm in third position here. We've got Carl Quiney, my brother, of course, Tipton Harriers, and then Ashley Gonsalves for Herne Hill Harriers, who've taken it out quite quick at the top, leaving me sort of holding that second group. This isn't particularly my type of course at all, but I'm using it purely as great training towards Manchester Marathon, which is getting closer and closer. And this is such an ideal way for everybody watching to get a good long run in, because of course we did 2 mile during the warm-up, 2 mile for the cool down, and a 10-mile race in the middle, which equals 14 mile for the day, with a good block 10 miles in there. So as we come out of the Mary Stevens Park, we go through this estate, which I really do wish I could just pop my alpha flies on for a little bit, because I'm feeling it in my innovates and my cross trailers. And you go through this estate and you take it into on some football fields, Aldermanton Cricket Club, where I had many memories there as a kid playing. And of course we've got the football pitches as well. The big bird's up, the drone, as we're just seeing the shots here from positions 1 and 2, who have just taken it out quite quickly, leaving me trailing behind with that second group. And this is pretty much how it holds throughout the race, really, so there are no secrets here. Carl going probably at about a 5:40 pace after that first mile. This is just a little bit of a generally quicker, flatter section, but then as the drone takes it over these trees here and onto the golf course, you've got your second really of what's quite a tricky hill, which you're climbing up to the Auntie John section of the course, and that's pretty much where the course gets going, to be honest. Just at this stage, just trying to just get a bit of a stronger base going. I didn't want to go out too quickly, which is why that gap has probably gone out at the top. I just wanted to hold a little bit more back for this one, because I know it was a longer race, and I haven't done many longer races lately. I know, of course, we were at Newbold Common, but last week for the 7.5 miler, but this is just that little bit longer. So we climbed through Auntie John, and this is pretty much where the course starts to get going. You've done a good couple of hills here, and I've just slipped back into 4th position here, but just trying to get my breathing back. As we can just see, this is pretty much the group throughout the race, as I've said. All about recovery really here for about a mile. Of course, you can't slow down too much, but it's just about getting your breath back after taking up quite a challenging hill. And then you escape sort of into I guess it's the Worcestershire countryside, I guess. You're going out towards a couple of different areas. And it's so scenic here, and really enjoy this part of the course. This is just a nicer bit of the course where on this particular occasion it wasn't too tricky underfoot, it was all right, and it just gives you a chance to just escape, enjoy the run, and just let the run unfold really at this section. You can't be letting yourself get carried away. It is a long way from here, and as you drop down here you sort of turn to the left, go up a little bit of a hill, go up a little bit, as you can see it's a little bit tricky underfoot, but nothing too major. And just some clips here as we start to look towards the right in just a sec. And just gonna clip it forward a touch here, I think, throughout the video. Yeah, so we've just taken on another tricky hill as we've gone up through some steps, and I've drawn a little bit of a gap here, so I'm out by myself really. So I've gone back into 3rd and I'm out by myself, and I start to feel good here. And yeah, as you can sort of see, we're just pointing at the ground at this stage, but that's because of the hill being vertical. Really tricky part of the course there, about 4 mile in here, and that's where the breathing starts to get a little bit laboured. But then you have another recovery section just following here, and just in about half a mile's time, I guess, you sort of hit the halfway point and you hit the road down into Churchill, and it's a good opportunity to just get your feet moving again after what's been a tricky couple of miles. But as I say, I'm just trying to stay relaxed as much as I can here, and this is my little bit of advice for anybody taking on longer races. Just let the run unfold. Don't get too panicked if you get a little bit tired early on. Let the run unfold. Your body hopefully will take care of itself, and as you can just see there, that gap, I've just drawn it a little bit, and just trying to relax into another bit of a technical section of the course. This is such a great event with so much support on this particular morning. I love doing this. It's only my 2nd time doing it. My brother's done it a couple of times, Carl, and he's won it previously. The only thing for me in this course is just those little technical sections which I'm not particularly strong at, is getting through them gates. It's stopping and restarting. There's a real art form to that, and it's something that I'd love to be able to work on. But hopefully, as we're getting now into sort of spring's on the way, we can just start to get back on the roads a little bit. I don't know how many more cross-country races I've got from here, and yeah, just a little bit tricky underfoot here. Just trying to pick up my pace. I think I'm around probably averaging overall was about 6:15 per mile for the first sort of 6-7 miles. Another tip that I just want to give everybody, and it's something that it's got to be mental, but it's something that I do particularly love doing for racing, is turn the laps off. So I've just got one overall reading of what I'm going through for that race. I just find that I don't get too caught up in what each mile is. I sort of had something in my head as what I wanted to get overall, and I just feel that that's really useful. So yeah, this is at the top end of the course, so we're just sort of 8.5 mile in now. Your big climbs are done now, so I think that's sort of 3 or 4, and I'm just starting to get a little bit tired here. I know that it's over 10 miles, so I know probably at 8 mile here there's still about 2.5 mile, but this is where you've got to have the ability to pick it up and go again and have a fast finish. And as you can see, you just cut across these fields. You've gone up just a really tricky hill, but no real time at all to get your breath back. As you take it back onto the road now, you fork left, and you're starting towards to get the back end of the course. And what a tremendous race by KQ here. He's totally cut adrift from everybody else. So strong over here. That's that last little climb there, as you sort of work your way back towards Empty John. No one else in sight. And this is me probably 2 minutes later coming through this section. It's just that last little drag. And I think at this stage I am feeling a little bit more laboured now. I feel like I just feel like I've started to weaken, but it's all brilliant training. It is all really, really good training. And this is where, unfortunately, I'll go from 3rd to 5th, unfortunately. The 2 brat lads that are running alongside me, there's Owen Jones, that's Jake Williamson there. And this is where they've just captured the moment where they're just starting to just cut away from me. They're stronger at this point. And my legs are done at this stage. My breathing feels relatively okay, but my legs are just my legs have done their time at this stage. I'm tiring now. You drop back down that golf course section, which we came out with to start with, and you're probably about a mile from the finish line here. And this is it, back into Mary Stevens Park. An absolutely brilliant race, I've just said, from Carly. Finished first in 63 minutes and 41 seconds, which is brilliant. It's beaten his previous time. Second place to that Ashley Gonsalves there. Brilliant run, sort of like a minute later. And that was pretty much the race. That's 3rd and 4th coming in here. They've just sort of cut away from me, unfortunately. But I did pick up the pace. I think my last couple of miles were like averaging sort of 550s. And that is us as we're bringing it into Mary Stevens Park, finishing 5th in the end. So I'm really happy. A brilliant morning's work. And I did do a sign-off piece, but I don't know why it hasn't saved. So I want to thank you, everyone, at this stage for watching up until this point. I'm absolutely loving making these YouTube videos. Please like, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
So 2 years ago I ran it. I was pretty pleased with how I ran it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So what I did was, because I just didn't know what it would look like, put my splits down from 2 years ago, and every time we clicked over a mile I knew whether I had to go or whether I could stay, and that was just the tactic this morning. Up to 8 mile, anything after 8 miles,
It's mystery.